Welcome back. Well, this week, as the world celebrates World Refugee Day, sharp focus falls on xenophobic attacks, which are still commonplace. South Africa is no exception. The United Nations Human Rights Centre, in conjunction with the South African government, works closely with the South African police services to protect refugees living in South Africa.
A day aimed at educating communities about refugees and asylum seekers. South Africa has no camps for refugees. They live among communities. This is often a source of conflict.
I have been in South Africa for the last 7 months here. And to be in South Africa is being like home. But because we are the same culture or similar culture and similar faces here, and it likes like we are at home. But we do have some challenges here, and the challenges are most of South Africans here, as they don't accept us as we are Africans here.
When we found ourselves in a country like South Africa, people could put in mind that we are here for a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons like the war. You, as a Congolese national, you know that in the eastern part of the DRC, for more than 2 decades, the country has been in conflict, people have been killed, and no one is talking about like a genocide in the DRC. So find myself as a refugee in South Africa is the only place, not only in terms of seeking for protection, but is a country where the rule of law is very respected.
The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees pursues international protection for refugees and asylum seekers.
Our communities have a lot of stress before 1994. And you'll find the refugees themselves, they come with their own stresses, because the refugee is not a person who booked a plane and hotel to come to South Africa. They run from their own country, prostitution or otherwise. Now, our program is to ensure that we integrate them together. And now the resistance of the hosting community is not to understand what are these people, why are they here.
In South Africa, the majority of refugees are from Somalia, the DRC, Angola and Ethiopia. In 2014, Stats SA recorded 65,000 refugees and 230,000 asylum seekers in the country.
You will find that very few of the refugees and asylum seekers that come to South Africa are actually formally employed by South African organizations or South African companies. Most of them actually create their own work. They come into South Africa with only skills, almost nothing otherwise, but they come here, they create their own works, they employ other refugees and asylum seekers, but they also create employment for South Africans.
The purpose of World Refugee Day is also to influence people to be empathetic towards the plight and experiences of refugees and to discourage hate crimes and xenophobia. Ivwe Poti, SABC News, Port Elizabeth.